Since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Moscow has become a record breaker in the number of sanctions. The Kremlin is trying to circumvent the restrictions by securing parallel imports through third countries, and Kyiv allies are systematically closing these loopholes. One state that continued to trade actively with the Russian Federation was Turkey, but at the end of December 2023, Russian financial organizations encountered problems in settlements with almost all Turkish banks, Kommersant reported. Experts believe that this is a direct consequence of the sanctions.
Banks have suspended services to corporate clients with Russian roots, financial consultant Iskander Mirgalimov said. Companies have really started to be advised to finalize transactions with the bank and close their accounts, he said. According to him, this applies to oil and gas traders and those who use Turkey as a transit jurisdiction for settlements and deliveries, from Medusa publication.
Another Russia's trading partner is cutting back on cooperation with Russian clients. Businessmen working in United Arab Emirates have reported that banks are tightening their policies towards clients with Russian citizenship. The threat of secondary sanctions has also affected Beijing, Moscow's main trading partner. The most influential Chinese banks, Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, have tightened checks on Russian clients.
This will have very negative consequences. I won't say that trade will stop completely, but it will become more expensive. It's called transaction costs. For example, if earlier to buy or sell goods, a company paid the traditional fee for a currency transfer, let's say $100, then after the sanctions were imposed, banks started charging Russian clients more, not $100 but $1,000 per transaction. Therefore, now to carry out this transaction, it can cost $10,000 just because the fear of punishment is very big, so trade will be less efficient.
Analysts say that the threat of secondary sanctions will also significantly affect parallel imports. According to them, difficulties in international monetary transactions will lead to an increase in the price of imported goods and shift this sector to Central Asian countries.
The problems will affect primarily potentially dangerous goods that may fall into the category of dual-use goods. We will see a decline in them in the short term, but all other items will not be affected much. Timur Umarov, researcher at the Carnegie Center for Russian and Eurasian Studies in Berlin, from BBC News Russian Service.
Meanwhile, Brussels is preparing a 13th package of sanctions. Kyiv's allies are going to expand the list of Russian companies to which EU firms will not be able to sell dual-use goods, a diplomat told Reuters on conditions of anonymity. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.